Against Southfield.
Just sit right back and hear a tale of a podcast crew who gather around the mighty tree to give their point of view. As man is the panel spy, he shows that he has fun, and Donnie, our host, will jump along, guiding us through the storm, guiding us through the storm. Big T's our Rocky keeps us true, he often gets his say. And just like he knows the girls will everything dragons win. And everything dragons win. The Mad Dragon podcast is a journey unforeseen. With Tasman and Donnie to the moon. And there's Big T and Coco. Just the start. Mazza and the other crew. Here on the Mad Dragon podcast.
Well, good evening, Dragons fans, and welcome to the Mad Dragons podcast, sponsored by Complete Warehouse Solutions, a family-owned and operated business. Go and see Jeff and the team at 6 Commerce Drive, Lake Illawarra. Give them a call on 42571930 or 0417 223 409. Your warehousing experts. Another disappointing loss. Usually Sharks, well, this week it was. Yep, last Thursday night at Shark Park. Another trip to the Shire, another case of deja vu. Leading at halftime, looked the better side. For the third time this year, we led by 12 points. And again, like clockwork, the Sharks come out in the second half and come out to bite us on the bum. So there was fire in the first 40. LKT was flying, yet playing his best game. Couchman had bricks for his shoulders and Jack de Bellin barged over like a wrecking ball. But after the break, it looks like we stayed in the sheds and handed off the keys to the to Shark Park to Hines and the rest of the Shark side. But another case of deja vu as the Sharks claim their 10th straight victory over the Dragons. We'll welcome the panel very shortly, but in unpacking all of it, we'll have the good, the bad, and the head-shakingly predictable. We'll talk impact players, defensive meltdowns, rotation decisions, and maybe even send our search party for our second half line speed. So strap yourself in, get a drink, stay warm as well. It's quite cold because it's time to fire up, rant a little, and to figure out what the hell happened again. Another question we've had to answer several times before. But yeah, we will introduce the panel. We do have our Queen of Sass, Coco, joining us. Good evening, Coco.
Good evening. How are we all? Hello, fans, Dragon Vodcast fans. How are we all feeling? Frustrated, depleted, numb? I know we play on Thursday, but I hope you're still feeling low. You know, I was watching a thing actually, and it was like when you're a footy fanatic like we are. The game is either a good or bad. It makes your whole weekend, and that was like me. It just didn't make my weekend. I was like, oh. So I carry the stress. I hope we follow the stress too. Okay, friends.
And we do welcome Large Anthony as well. Good evening,
Large Anthony. Thank you very much. Thanks for having me. We seem to be the mainstays on the show at the moment. So couple of people pulled out now due to illness, so get better, you guys, and it's just the four of us. Hello, everybody.
And on the bottom right hand corner, coming off the bench, off the interchange bench, straight into the starting lineup, we welcome Scoop. Good evening to you, Scoop.
Cheers, Jess. It's good to be on a terrible, terrible week that we had for the Red Fee fans.
Yep. All right. So let's start with a positive. Big T, you said Damien Cook and Toby Couchman take a bow.
I did, actually. I said take a bow. I thought they both played well. Toby Couchman made a few metres. Damien Cook, he did play well in the first half, but the second half, everyone fell away.
Yep, that's right. These bloke were enormous. I thought probably close to Damien Cook. Best game in the Red V since rejoining us at the start of the year. Every time he touched the ball, something happened. Yeah, I saw some offloads, contact meters. I was seeing a bit of a surprise. They were dragging defenders like luggage through the Sydney airport And that's what you want to see. You want to see players play for pride and jersey and bleed red and white, and that's what the Dragons footy should look like.
Yeah.
But the referees, Scoop, I know you're our referees expert. Grant Atkins, I'm not saying that's the loss is not his officiating is not the reason we lost, but gee, he was blowing way too many penalties on the night, wasn't he?
Yes, it was, Jesse. Like the famous Phil Gus Good saying, once the referees put the whistle in their back pocket and let the players decide the game. That's all I'm going to say.
Yep, the Sharks got a freeway. Dragons red lights and speed bumps. They were giving six against to Cronulla, left, right, and centre. And don't get me started on the extraction call. How many times did they get stitched up in the show before someone takes notice? But what about our game management? Where is the leadership, Coco? When does it start going against us? Why do our boys lose confidence and fold when things go against them? Why do they have that mentality, that losing mentality? Why they drop their heads? What do you think?
I think it's about speed and the power play. Like, we played really well in the first half. And also, I think majority of it might be like their halves. Like, King Tonga did great. I think he did very well for a young one, and he scored a try. But also, I think also our speedsters, like Sloan was great in one point, but then the next point he dropped the ball, or he didn't communicate to Gutho, and then he dropped the ball. And then, but I think we need to go, this bye needs to be an icebreaker, and everyone needs to say what's off their chest and make sure the rest of the season, because I don't know what else, either take Flanno Jr. back to New South Wales and bring in Ilias with King Tonga, because he is a good player and in a good position. What else have we got to lose? I don't think we're going to make the top 8 or the top 4. So let's trial an error and start with that, because our halves is important. And I would like to ask this to Big T. Big T, what do you reckon? Do you think bring Elias in, or do you think bring someone else in? Because I would love to hear your thoughts.
Elias is playing well in the reserve grade, so
big step up though. First grade.
Pardon?
Big step up to first grade.
Oh, it is a big step, but he's played there before. He's done what he's been asked back in reserve grade. Flanno sent him back there to do something, and he's doing something back there. He's controlling that side around. So we've also got Jonah Glover.
Yes, bring him in.
Yeah, well, why not give him a go? We've got to do something. And look, on Atkins, that short 10 dropout, that broke the plane every day of the week.
I did. 100% it did.
100%.
Everyone saw it.
Do you agree with what Shane Richardson said?
We're not getting the rub of the green because we're not a top.
Yeah,
top team.
I believe that. Totally believe that.
Said it a few years ago.
Totally believe that. You watch the Tigers start winning now.
Yeah.
Watch it. Just watch it. Because, like you said, Todd Payton did it years ago, and then they started winning.
Yeah. Anyway. And you look at the David Clemmer one. Where could he go? Where could the bloke go there?
I don't know. There's plenty of abhorrent calls out there this Thursday night. But I'm not going to blame Atkins. We've done it to ourselves, really.
Mm.
But Coco, I just wanted your opinion.
Yeah.
Why do our players, if a decision goes against them, why do our players drop their heads and give up? Why do you think that's the case? It's been happening for a long time, and they give up and they totally shut up shop.
I don't know. Maybe they should have a bit of resilience. I know it sucks that things don't go their way, but still, I think if you're playing a game and not everything and goes their way, don't shut up shop. Don't just get frustrated, but do it in the next play. Show your frustrations through doing something. Don't just go, nah, I give up. That's not, you're not in year 10, 10 under 10s or anything. You've got to work your butt off. And that's the problem. And that's what the problem is. We have good momentum in the first half, and then the second half, sorry, we're not going to do it. And, there was good moments, and then it was not. It's like we switched jerseys. We were playing ourselves, but in Sharks jerseys. And that's what is so frustrating with this team. We could lead, and then they just let them come back in. It's just such a frustrating game at the moment with them.
Yeah, it's sad to see them like this too when they like. It's like they're school kids. Like they shouldn't. Like, oh no, that's not going my way. They're not there. Like you got to move on and keep going, don't you, Big T? Like
you got to.
You're not going to get
we had
everything
a
go.
18-6 up at half time. How can we get another 12-0 lead, 12-point lead? Go. I'm just confused, mate. Like the team can do it. We've seen the team can do it. It just puzzles me why we're like this.
Very, very frustrating. It's a $1 million question.
Is it
you know
not
what
people
stings the
gelling?
most?
You know, what
Yeah,
is
for the
it?
third
Sorry,
time. Yep, go
sorry,
on.
Jesse. I was just going to say, is it not players gelling? Like, is something going on in the team and people aren't gelling? You know, or I just don't know. Like, I'm dumbfounded. Like, we've got Gutho, who is a very good player, and Cookie. But is there something else going on that we don't know about? Like, you know, it's just frustrating at the moment.
Anyway, Big T,
He's not here.
throw it over to you. We don't have Hasman on, but let's.
Well, you've just gone through my tirade.
Well, let's see you go. Let's see you go.
We've just done it. We'll move on. We'll do it next time.
All right.
Because Hasman's off sick, so I'll do it next time. You've just done it for me. So, but as I always say, Jess, win, lose or tie, Dragons till I die. Back to you in the studio.
What do you believe is wrong with our game management? though? There's for weeks, for months, they've been calling for Kyle Flanagan to be dropped. Is he our answer at 7? Like, is what's wrong? What do you think is the problem?
As Rob and Hasman always say, nepotism. That's why Kyle's there. And did you hear? Are we going to go through what Shay Flanagan was told, or what was reported on Triple M?
Yeah, it was on Fox as well.
Yeah, they're reporting that he's been told if he doesn't drop his son, he might lose his job. So whether that's true or not, but
he's got to make a decision. Like, he's got 2 weeks.
Yeah, he's got to make a decision.
His own job is on the line. We don't start winning games. He won't be here after next year.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
All right. So here we go. Same place, same story. What's going wrong? The Sharks win away. The points we're left draining. What if and what might be, what might have been. This team is better. What they showed in the second half, and we want to see more. The fans deserve more. Put it together, because the Dragons, the passion will only get us so far. But we need to see our boys performing. We need to see polish. And we need to see poise. We need to stop giving the Sharks at Shark Park a free pass. We haven't won since 2018, Big T.
2018. That's crazy. That's crazy. They've won the last 10 straight. That's just not on. Now we can play half a game. We do it all the time. We either play the first half or the second half. Just let's make it 40-minute games. We'll just be done. Finished after 40 minutes.
Yeah. But Big T, you want to take us through the ladder, how it looks after 15 rounds? Just 12 rounds to go before the finals.
Oh, there is. Where is it? There it is. There we got the Bulldogs on top. They were 26 points, so they won tonight, did they? What was the score?
24-18 against Souths.
24-18. That was pretty good.
Game had to stop for lightning.
Yeah, that's right. 8 or 9 minutes. It stopped for, didn't it? 10 minutes.
Half an hour.
Half an hour? Jeez, what was I doing for that half an hour? I don't know. I look at the Raiders up there. Raiders up there with the Warriors on 24. Storm, mate, the Storm have been ugly. They've been good. They've been ugly. They've been good. But they're up there, 22. Then a 4-point gap from the top 4 to 5th. Sharks are on 18. Dolphins and Broncos are on 16.
14, the Dolphins.
Yeah. 156 to 22 in the last 3 games. They scored 158. Oh wow, that's look at the Panthers. Panthers up with your ninth. My God, they lost the first 6. And their for and against is pretty good too, -9. Cowboys are there with them on 15, but they're -106. They got pumped by the Dolphins, worse than we did. We held the Dolphins' highest score for 1 week. And then
The Cowboys took it off us. Thank you,
Cowboys took it off us the next week. Thank you, Cowboys. Seagulls, and Dragons, Seagulls, Dragons, Tigers, and Rabbits all on 14. And Knights, Eels, and Titans on 12. So that means there's 3 points between 8th and last. So if we don't start winning, we'll finish last.
Yes, 100%. And next week's our last bye, and then we've got what 10 straight games between now and finals football.
We've got to win them all.
Very, very hard run coming in. Very hard run.
Have to win them all.
All right, let's keep the ball going. So in a well, I wouldn't say thrilling. The Sharks overcame an 18-6 halftime deficit to beat the Dragons 30 points to 18. The Sharks' second half resurgence marked their 10th consecutive victory over the Dragons, and the Sharks continued the Dragons' winless streak at Shark Park since 2018, back in March. So Coco, Braden Trindle's first try. It was very ordinary defense from the Dragons. Blake Brayley shoot through behind the ruck, passing to Braden Trindle, putting under the post. Cookie didn't make it easy for him, but did you think the way the Sharks scored that easily, did you think, it's going to be a case of deja vu again, the way we just opened up like the Red VC?
Yep, I did, because Brayley was like his speed against ours was like, it was good, and that's why, like, the way he just ran the line and he went straight, like, it was either afraid that he was going to like demolish us, or we weren't going to catch him. But like, he was just on fire in the second half. Something happened, and he was just off the charts.
Big T. We scored soon after though. The Sharks getting the good start, but Cookie scored a brilliant solo try from a great offload from Gula. Probably about the only thing he did all night. But Cookie's that's the Damien Cook of old. Brilliant display of agility and vision. Moves well for a 34-year-old dummy half. Not far from Cronulla Beach, actually. What did you make of the try?
Well, it was a good try, wasn't it? Gula offloaded. He went step off his left foot, and it was a beach sprint to the try line. Used to be a beach sprinter, you know. Anyway, it was a good individual effort. I think it's the best thing he's done. He's been at the Dragons, you know. Like, he's done a lot of good things, but that was probably his best, I reckon. Yeah,
100%. Probably one of his better games in the Red Beast since coming back, as I said before. Liam, Lycan King Togia scored a few minutes later. He beat 4 defenders to score, stretched his arm out and put it back wall on the white line. How impressive do you think that effort does? And how do you think he's going, and what does it say about his potential? Is he on the way to becoming a star?
I reckon he is, Jesse. I reckon he's been our far best 5'8" that we've had in attack, apart from Kyle Flanagan and who's the other player again? I forgot his name. We haven't seen him for so long. Lachlan Ilias, that's right. I think he's been our better half out of the 3 that we've had so far play.
Yep. And what do you think of the try, though, that he scored? What do you make of the try?
I reckon it was impressive. I reckon he's been the best far attacking flair in the halves that we had so far. His scoring tries left, right, and centre is better than Kyle Flanagan and Lachlan Ilias.
Okay. Big T. Yes, we'll continue on. Jack DeBellin got a try just before half time, and they had to take advantage of the overlap with Jesse Ramian sent to the bin for the
that's right, exactly
professional foul on Gutho. DeBellin was the one that capitalised to give us that 18-6 lead at half time. Were you shocked at the way that we were playing, and what did you think of us at that stage with especially giving us that double-digit lead.
That's right. Yeah, I was going, come on, boys, you can do this. Let's go. Sitting on the edge of my seat, as I always do every week. Biting my fingernails. Just lucky there's any of them left. Yeah, I thought 18-6. I thought we've got a chance here. Didn't even think back to the other 12-0, 12-point leads we had. And nothing else happened.
No, that's as far as it got, as good as it got for us. Coco,
Yes.
Britton Nickera, that started the Sharks comeback early in the second half. It was very, very easy. I thought, here we go. We're not going to choke another lead. Britton Nickera strolled over. He was his 150th game, and he made us look completely silly.
It was. It was a really good try though. Like, and being 150, good on him. Congratulations. 150 down a roll is great. But yeah, it did. It was just the gameplay he did and that speed. He was an X factor in that moment. It was a shame that no one could get him, and that's when I started to freak out. I was like, oh my god, this is going to be the start of the resurgence of the Sharks, and it was and we couldn't defend the line or tackle them properly. It was very soft tackles, but their speed in the second half. I don't know what happened with them at second half. Maybe they had watermelon instead of oranges. Maybe they changed fruits this week.
What were your thoughts at 18-6, though? Did you think
Oh,
we had the game in the bag, or we got to keep going?
I never think. No, wait. People need to stop thinking at halftime. This is a bit of it. People need to stop thinking at halftime. It's 18-6. Yep, we've won it. No, there's another 40 minutes to a game. We can't just give up at halftime. There is a game on, and we know. I did not think I wanted them to keep going, keep furthering, like make it 30-6 or 40-6. No, we didn't get it. I was happy that we were leading, but I wanted more. That's what I wanted. I wanted more. I wanted more tries after the halftime. But yes, there is. It's not done until that 80-minute siren is done. It's never done. Even if it's 10-0, no, they can come back and win just like they did in the second half.
Yep.
So people
12
need to
points
stop.
is nothing.
No, nothing at all. Nothing. People need to pipe down a bit and just relax until that 80 minutes is done. Then you start freaking out. But just settle Grettles. Over to you, Jesse.
Yes, the Sharks were quickly they were very quick to claw that lead back. They got a try soon after that as well. Pretty sure it was Braden Trindle that got that. It was a bomb which Sloan spilt. What do you think this did to the Dragons' mindset at this point in the game? Now that the Sharks were right back in it.
Are you talking to me?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, it was a
Liam.
bit dumb, and I think it maybe broke their mindset, but still, they should have overcome that and went forward. Yes, Sloan dropped it, but can I just say, someone said to I saw something to tear up his contract. Are you for real? Are you going to do that with every Dragons player that does something stupid for one game? Like, pull your head in. Have you played a game? Not you. I'm not having to go at anybody on here, guys. Okay. I just saw it, and I was like, what? I was like, settle down. Like, really? Yes, he didn't play the best, and I don't know what he needs to do. Maybe he needs to go back to New South Wales Cup for a bit and get back to that X Factor bedazzle.
He's a
We've got no outside backs.
I know, but I
They're
just
all
don't know.
injured.
He has, yeah, but it's just
we'll get
so
Valentine
hard.
Holmes back after Origin. That's about
Yeah.
it. And Tua Pilotu.
Yeah. It's
He won't be back for a while, will he?
He said it's only 1 week.
Okay. But yeah,
All right.
when he's on, he's got that X
don't know.
factor, But then when he's off, it's just really draining for our team, and we need pairings, and so hard to. It's so hard.
As the commentator said on the night, Coco,
Yeah.
Sloan and Lawson couldn't catch a cold.
I know. And then also Lawson's coming in. Like, everyone needs to give people who
He's
haven't
still
been
learning
in.
the game.
Exactly. Like, God, it's really hard to be a fan when people are having to go at someone who's coming in for the first time of NRL and you put shit. Can I say shit? It's 7:00.
Yes.
That's not a swear word.
Sure.
Okay.
Sure.
Sorry. Put shit on someone if they haven't had the game. Stop being keyboard selfish people and actually give the guy a break.
Keyboard
It's
warrior,
one
man.
game. Yeah, keep
But
all those.
Coco,
Yes, darling.
Coco, that ball was
Darling.
yes, sweetheart. That ball was 100% Gutho's ball.
I know, yeah,
100%.
and they just it was, and
He
then
let
he.
Sloan
No
take it.
communication.
I know that's right
Yeah.
because they both. I saw. I'm like, what are they doing? Normally, Gutho gets it.
Only one's got to. They got to say mine.
Yeah,
Mine.
exactly. It was just odd.
Mm.
Did they?
Like
Did they go in?
seagulls.
You know, maybe they should have one of those things. You know, the stiffers. You know those to clear the air. You
Nasal
know?
Well, maybe
sprays.
they have to
Yeah.
go back to under 10s. We have to call out Tony's. You
Yeah.
call your own name out. Tony's ball.
Yeah,
You know, if you
something
say
like
mine, you used to get a penalty against you.
Oh,
I'm telling you the
well,
truth.
wow. But yeah, I think after this bye, I think Flanno Senior needs to either say sorry, Flanno Junior, go back to New South Wales Cup for a hot minute, bring in Ilias, and them two have a try, just trial and error. That's all we need. What else?
that.
Do you reckon so, Scoop? Do you reckon?
Yep.
Scott reckons you would have caught that scoop.
You would have caught it.
Yep.
Or could Scoop catch a cold?
No, the ball. I used to play a bit of fullback in my day.
Now Sione Katoa's double. Sione Katoa got one of a double in the game, but he sealed the game from the. He got an easy try to put the Sharks back in front, and then the last try was a bit different as LKT was trying to salvage something, but they did caught us out wide off Sloan's wing there. Bit of a soft try for him in that first one. Second one you couldn't do much about as LKT was trying to come up with a special play, but yeah, it didn't come off. But yeah, well, the two Katoa tries. What do you think of those, Scoop?
We were just piss poor in defense when he scored those two tries. There was no communication at all between the players.
I mean, you could give consideration, give him a bit of leeway for the second one as LKT was trying to come up with a game breaking play.
Definitely.
It wasn't far from it either.
Mm.
It was an inch in it, I reckon. An inch in it.
Yeah.
And the score would have been
24 all.
24 all. So
he had to try it.
Oh no, it was 24 all.
That's 24-18.
It was. That's right. Yeah. So he's got to try something. This time it didn't come off. Next time it might come off.
Hopefully, we do play them in a couple of weeks' time again. So hopefully we play a bit better than we did.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
And then
I wouldn't keep my hopes up.
Score, or 30 points to 18. Another disappointing night for the Dragons, wasn't it, Coco?
It was very disappointing. And we have the Eels, not next week because we have the bite
At Win.
following. Yep. So it's going to be interesting to see how we go in that game. We lost thanks to the Zach Lomax.
Voldemort.
Voldemort, Coco.
Yeah.
Won't he get a reception at Win Stadium?
I hope so.
A lot of booze from our fans.
Oh, you know what?
You going to be there, Coco?
Still cheering.
Yeah. You know. I think about this. Everyone, like, it's like if I want a better job, or you want a better job, or anyone, yes,
You got to go for the money.
Yes, he left, and he's young, but he wasn't spineless like what Ben Hunt was. Ben Hunt did it during Origin. He didn't face his co-workers or whatever, but Zach did, and that's respect for Zach because he did it. He didn't want to go. He was crying. But you know what?
In his last game, yeah.
Exactly. So yes, we might dislike him, but I don't hate the guy. But I wish him the best, and I think he just confuses. He just makes me irritated because of the whole position
We should
that he
still
wants.
have him.
Yeah, but but good luck.
Well,
but everyone can have the, that's all.
But he didn't want to play wing at the Dragons. He didn't want to play on the wing at the Dragons.
Yeah,
He wouldn't have played wing for New South Wales if he didn't play wing for us.
Yeah,
exactly right.
It's just
that's why he went to Parramatta because he wanted to play centre. And then Jason Riles said, "You're a fucking winger."
Yeah, so then it's just like pot kettle black kind of thing. It's like, hello,
he's taking a pay cut to go there.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Well,
crazy.
that's his. It is crazy, but Yeah, but if your boss said to you, "Oh, Jess, like,
You're
or
a winger.
Chloe, you need to do something extra," I'll be like, "Yeah, no worries, I've got to
Otherwise,
do it."
they'll kick you out the door.
Yes, exactly. You know,
There's the door.
so
Go.
yeah, no more, no more. But
But
yes,
anyway,
let's go.
that's for
We
another
digress.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
You
Yes. At least
as
we
we
can be all
are,
calm next week. We're all going to be calm next week on the
we
weekend.
will be. We've got 2 points in the bank next week.
Oh, yes.
An important 2 points that is, and as I said,
Yes.
we won't be able to do this without our sponsor from Jeff and the team at Complete Warehouse Solutions. Give them a call on 4257-1930 or 0417 223 409. Go and see them at 6 Commerce Drive in Lake Illawarra for all your warehousing and storage needs. Now, Big T, Grant Atkins, he didn't win many Red V fans on the night. The Sharks seemed to enjoy many of the benefit out across the key moments. Apparently, the Dragons were wrong on some 50-50 calls, especially around the ruck and the 10-metre line. Maybe the sin bin from Jesse Ramey was about the only call that went the Dragons' way the whole night. Atkins let Cronulla push the boundaries, slowing the play ball down, while the Dragons were penalised for far less and repeated 6 agains as well.
Yeah.
Well, it was inconsistency. Atkins' handling of the match left plenty of supporters many supporters were frustrated. Even Coach Shane Flanno was frustrated, and rightly so.
There was a few terrible calls. That, like I said before, that was a dropout. That didn't go 10, but it did go 10. Moses Sully was on their side of the 10, so he must have been. Ball must have broke the plane. There was a few other ones. But they were 50-50s that didn't go our way. I wouldn't say he was totally against us, but I'd say 60-40. And like Shane Richardson said, the higher teams are getting the rub of the green.
The miscommunication with the Sloan and Guffo one when they both went for the ball, but none of them called it. Big T, is that a lack of communication? What should they both be calling for, or should they say, whose ball it is? What were Guffo and Sloan thinking there?
Sloan was running sideways. Sloan was running sideways and backwards, right? So Guffo was running forwards. 100% Guffo's ball. Sloan should know that. Why go up and get in Guffo's way?
They looked bedazzled, didn't they? They looked very confused, both of them.
He's just got to stand there because he was there to stop the players coming over the top, what they normally do. No, it was just poor communication. Those two need to go to have a communication lesson together. It was 100% Guffo's ball. Sloan was out of position.
Coco, was it just me, or did the Dragons forget how to complete a set after the halftime oranges wore off? Do we need a fruit? What's Flanno's speech look like? What do you think is the problem? Why can't we go on with the job in the second half? It's been happening a few times this year.
You know what? I see a lot of coaches, because I watch all Fox Sports and stuff. So you know what? If Flanno can be a bit like, how, like the ones like Craig Bellamy, Craig Bellamy at halftime, or even in those in the box, he's very scary. So if he could just throw a chair or get a bit of passion in him instead of being, I don't know what type of person he is in the shed. I don't see him very riled up, I would like someone to go, right, boys. Or like Madge Maguire. Remember when he did that West Tigers? I think he did it against us.
Tiger Town.
Yeah, that was massive. And that's what
he
you
copped
need
a
from a
massive
coach.
flack for that.
Nah, I think good on him, because the coaches need to take responsibility. And you know what? If it has to be, Gutho, you are the captain. You need to stop effing up, mate. And same with you, Mr. Sloan. If you're not going to be able to do this, effing, get some balls. Get your balls out and actually show them. You're the coach. Step up.
I think Phil's got it down, Pat.
Coco, tell me what your halftime address would be, though, to the boys up 18-6. Come on. You're the coach. Give us your halftime speech.
Oh no, because it's not 9:30 yet.
Not PG rated.
All right. Well, Big T can have that joy then.
Yes, no, I think Phil's got the question right here. Where's the club pride? The
No
players
pride in
need
the
to look at
jersey.
themselves. And maybe they can't start docking their contracts, but it's no,
You can't
it's
you can't take the money off them either. It's registered with the
no,
NRL.
that's right. That's right. Should be able to
I
find
agree
them.
with Scott Jones too. He is exactly right. I believe. Thank you, Scotty Jones. He said
You
the
know
truth.
him, Coco.
No, I don't know him, but I'm just saying. I agree with him.
Well, Scotty Jones just asked this question.
He was good. I thought
Yeah, I
Nixie Grants was
agree.
great on debut.
He did
Yeah.
have 80 minutes, played 80 minutes.
Nearly
But
200
isn't Nick
metres.
more of a second
Liam.
rower?
Yeah, I've got a feeling he's the one that's going to drop out, though, when Holmes comes back. So
I'd have him in the team somewhere. Maybe you're looking at him in the second row.
possibly.
Go
Because
all
he's a second rower, so he's only
but he
been
did
playing in the
drop-
centres for the last 4 or 5 weeks, I think.
No, he's played centres all of New South Wales Cup.
Has he?
Now, Big T, has Luciano Leilua kept his kicking license? I mean, it wasn't a bad kicking.
It was a great kick. It was the best kick of the night. That's all I've been saying. Kick the ball, make it hit the grass. It's got to hit the grass. Yeah, it was the best kick of the night. So, no, he should be able to kick every week.
Put him in the halves. He might solve our issue.
Well, it doesn't have to be in the halves. You just best to be beyond the ruck on the fifth play.
Yeah. So King Togia looked like he was playing backyard footy in the second half. Scoop,
first half.
what did you make? And then he stepped on Lego in the second half.
That's right.
What do you think? Was it due to a lack of confidence? What happened to him? To be honest, he did try his butt off, but bit of inexperience there. What did you make of his game?
I don't know what to say, Jesse. It was just poor performance across the park, minus the Nick Saragas on debut. I just don't know. Our team's just... We always get to that lead at halftime, and then pretty much when we come out of the shed.
That's a good question from Scott Jones.
Nah, fuck it, I'm still going. It's a once in a lifetime opportunity.
I would, but I'm not going now with all the craziness going around. I'm scared going there now. I was thinking of going, but I'm not.
Did
But
you
good
see that
luck, I
Aussie
hope-
Jono? They got shot in the leg.
Yeah.
Yes, that's nuts. See, I don't.
They
yeah.
deliberately shot her.
Oh, that would hurt.
They said,
okay,
"Oh, she's
back
not."
to the.
I didn't know she was a reporter, and she was
Back to
holding
the
a
footy.
microphone with a camera on her face. How could you not know that?
Back to the footy.
Don't
Back to
know,
the footy.
It was just a piss
Anyway,
poor performance.
LKT and Scoop.
I reckon he's just had a bit of an off game. Hopefully he doesn't get dropped again for the game against Para, because I don't like seeing younger players get in trouble and
Lose confidence.
and if they get dropped, they'll get asked to leave the team. So we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Yep. Well, it looks like they Flanno's given a bit of holiday, but I wouldn't be giving them a holiday. I'd be training them, make them train the house down. Wouldn't you, Coco? What would you be doing in this time off for the team?
Oh, I would hit the gym and bulk up, and then I would try and maybe if I don't even know, to say I'm Sloan, I would work with Gutho, like him and I could work together, and then maybe have Cookie with me and just have a little reset and just talk to each other and go, okay, what's our game? What's our mentality, our game? I think that's what they need to do. They need to come back, talk to each other, and go, right, this is what we're going to do this week, or just sit down and it's a men's sport, not just get in there, go to the gym together, pump iron and talk about it. I don't know. Is that what?
They do need a hard look at themselves, though, don't they, Coco?
They do. They
100%.
definitely do. They do, because we had this coach, and then we're 12th or we're 12th or 13th now. But if okay, so and I don't know how many, whatever points, whatever. Anyway, we need to make sure fans want us, and we want them to be in the 8, so we can have that feeling of being in the top 8, that feeling of September hitting, going, yes, we're going to play this team, and getting that adrenaline again. But is it going to happen this year? Are we going to be next? Oh, it's going to happen next year, and it's always next year. We want that
every
adrenaline.
year.
Yeah, we want that adrenaline. We want that passion. We want the players to want to be there and want to play for us, not just there for a paycheck. It's attitude, the attitude.
Yep.
And I don't know if whoever, like I know from 2010, that was the day we had the great forwards and backs, and the aggression, the passion, the pride.
Hmm.
And we
You
had
know,
someone called Wayne Bennett.
yeah, I
The
know.
Godfather himself.
But imagine if Craig Bellamy came. I don't like the Storm, but I actually respect Craig Bellamy, and I love the way he puts his energy into the team, and the way he, those players are scared of him sometimes. Even Brandon Smith was scared of him, and I think imagine if he came, knocked the socks off all those players, gave them what for, probably threw a chair, break a door, they would be very scared. I want that for our team. I want them to be scared of the coach and not to stuff up. That's what I want with our team, to be able to win and be proud of themselves. But no, well, again this week we played a local derby. We lost. We led. We're frustrated. We're deflated. We're still going. What's going on?
Big T, what do you make of Lisa Marie's comment here?
Yeah.
Flanagan and Ilias deserve another opportunity. Give Like and King Toggy a break.
No, don't kick the
I agree with Coco.
No,
I agree with
Is
Coco.
Flanagan too important to our team? I'm sorry, Lisa, I don't agree with your statement
No,
there.
No.
no, not at all. I reckon it's got to be Glover's turn.
Flanagan's
Or bring
timing
Ilias,
is well
bring
spelled.
Ilias back.
BRB.
But he's not managing the game properly. He's not controlling our team around the park. Gutho's trying to do it, but Flanno
I'd like to
can't.
see him in the marks, but we lose a fullback.
Yeah, I don't know. You got to have a controlling halfback, someone who can control DCE, Josh Reynolds,
And Nathan Cleary.
Nathan Cleary. Yeah, those players who control the game, they control the ball, and they control the players outside them.
And have good game management, yeah.
Yeah, exactly right. That's what we need. We need a halfback that can have good management.
I was going to say, guys, I'm looking at the positions that Nick Saragas played leading up to his debut. So in New South Wales Cup, he played 4 games in the second row and 6 games at centre for us. And he's pretty much been playing centre for us before he made his debut this week.
Big T, Kyle Flanagan, 3 from 3. Do you think he should get his bonus points for gawking, or we deduct points anytime we see him yelling and stuff? No one listens to him, but
no one listens.
Are they not listening to him because they don't think he's the answer?
Trust him. I don't know. I don't know why they're not listening to him. You can see him pointing and doing a Terry Hill, pointing that way and pointing that way and pointing that way, but they're just not going to the spots he wants them to run. Thanks, Lise. Yeah, it's. I don't know, Jess. I don't know.
It's a head scratcher, isn't it?
Mm.
Liam, so just a few weeks ago, we were talking about our top 8 chances. Now, what are we going to do just to avoid the wooden spoon? I mean, that's looking likely if we don't pick it up very soon.
Shop a few players that's not performing and play against teams who
You've got to have the players to bring up.
Well, there's one that we've all talked about is Jonah Glover, bringing him up before he leaves the club, because there has been talks that Dragons will look at moving him on after the season for Cade Reid. David Clemmer, I don't see him lasting at the Dragons very much longer, even though he's on a 2-year deal, but I could see him being moved on. We just need to go for young players. Cody Ramsey, well, I've been hearing he could be making. No, after this season, next year, he could be back in the side, which I'm hearing, but I'll find out more when I catch up with the Dragons at the high tea whenever that's going to happen. And winning the Rumble twins, Toby and Ben Rumble, I could see them making first grade sometime soon next year or the end of this year.
I don't think they're twins.
Or brothers, whatever they are.
Scoop, there's a scoop there. There's a scoop there.
Ian's got an answer for you, Scoop. Kyle's not a halfback, he's a hooker. I agree with that. A report card at the moment, I would give us a D-.
Well, we were saying B plus last week, 3 or 4 weeks ago.
The D- to an E.
What
would be your grading from the last couple of weeks, Big T?
What was that, mate? Sorry?
If you had to grade the team on their last 2 weeks' performances,
last 2 weeks, it'd be an F, mate. Last 2 weeks.
I agree with Big T.
Against the Dolphins and then against the
Sharks. Yeah.
Against the Sharks. F. You failed.
F.
You definitely failed. But 3 or 4 weeks ago, I was giving them a B plus or B minus.
They've gone back to the old Dragons.
Oh, my God. Roller coaster ride. Jesus.
Do you agree with that, Coco? Would you give the Dragons an F on their last 2 performances? Is she there?
She's dead. She's asleep. In bed with Coco, she's asleep.
No, she's gone.
It's just us 3 now.
No, she's
She'll
not.
be back.
Anyway,
we'll keep the ball rolling. There
I
was
am
some
here.
good. Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. All right,
I had to
Coco.
wake my
So
mum
we
up.
just
Sorry.
had a discussion on what we would grade the Dragons' performances in the last 2 weeks. We all said F. Do you agree with that? If it was a school test, would you give them an F?
Yeah, probably a D. I mean, kind D. I think D. But yeah, it's just there were moments because there were moments like the first half I'd give like a B, and then second half would be a D because it was just we didn't score really in the second half, so it's really hard. So just
Very
disappointing.
It is. I know, and it's just like we all have our opinions, and I love it, and I love hearing about it, and it's just frustrating because we all feel frustrated at the same time, and it's like, what do we hopefully like we say next week, and it's just like, really, like
2 points next week, Coco.
Yes, woo, yeah, that's good.
That's a good start.
That's a good start. That would help
Kick our
out.
season back into gear.
Now, we'll continue the ball rolling. I mean, we'll go with the lower grades news. You're on the Mad Dragons podcast, sponsored by Complete Warehouse Solutions. Jersey Flag, they had a high-scoring game, but they went down by 40 points to 30, Big T.
Didn't see it.
Flag.
Yeah, they're running about 8th or 9th, aren't they? They're down mid-table, so yeah, I'm not sure about them. I didn't see the game, so I couldn't really comment on the game. But 40 to 30, where's their defence? There's no defence. Tackle the bloody other players. Like having 40 points scored on you and you scoring 30. That's just not on.
No, 100%. Coco, but for some good news, we have some good news this weekend. And New South Wales Cup made it 6 in a row, 38 points to 6 over the Panthers yesterday.
Oh, good
and
on
one
them.
of the
Well done.
standouts was Blake Lockalori. 64 minutes, he made 178 meters with 2 offloads and 36 tackles. Yet he was dropped from the NRL side. But a good win, and the Dragons sit in second on the New South Wales Cup ladder.
That's good. Good on him. I think like, I'm learning more about New South Wales Cup as why the people get dropped, and I think it's to help build him up again. Like it was like if he sounds like he went very well. Good on him, and it's a shame he didn't get to be in the NRL side. But if he can help, like the team and the young ones there, I think it will help and benefit like a mentor. It's always I believe in mentoring people, and I think that's great for Lockhart. I just hope to see him doing better for the Dragons in the future.
We've got 11 more games left in New South Wales Cup, Jesse. So I'm just looking at the Rugby League Project site for the New South Wales Cup.
Do they only have a top 4? Don't they? No, top 7. No,
top
six?
5, I think.
Top.
I think it's 5.
Hang on.
That's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, top 5.
Yeah.
And some news we saw in yesterday, Liam. So the NRLW team, they're getting ready for their season starting in a few weeks' time, and they were at traveling mentoring our development academy over the weekend. So Nathan Cross, along with some of the players, and on Saturday morning they were introduced to the squad and completed a session. So some of the standout players from the Tasha Gale and Lisa Fiola Cup side got the chance to train with their NRLW players, alongside some of the coaching staff in Renee Target, who we've had on before, as well as Sam Sadat. And yeah, good to see our NRLW girls training our younger girls who will probably play NRLW one day. Some of them.
Well, there's a few I can come to mind, but correct me if I'm wrong, Jesse, because you're mostly more into the female side than I am. But I can name a few good players that we've got coming, like moving up the ranks, like Indy Bostock.
She's in the top squad this year. Yes.
I'm just trying to think who else. Casey
Flash.
Ray could.
Flash isn't coming through. She's already there.
Yeah, I know, but she might have a breakout
No, Big T
season
said
this year.
Flash.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
mate.
Flash. That's all I know.
Alexa?
So far. I don't
You
really
mean,
follow the women's
Trinity?
side.
Trinity. Alexa's gone, hasn't she?
Yep. Gone to the Dogs. Yeah. And yeah, so and Sammy Bremner said it's important to get these girls in and around our top squad because they take so much out of it. These girls are elite players within their pathway system, and it's our duty to ensure they develop as players and young women in the best possible way. They're learning what it takes to become an NRLW player, and some of them certainly will reach that level over the coming years. So as a club, our pathway system is always a major focus and a key pillar of who we are. So these sort of initiatives are really key for us, Big T. That's really important that we develop our young players through.
Exactly, with the young boys as well. Having the young boys up and training with the big boys, so they take so much away from it. Training with a higher speed of training, yeah. And as Steve says, our team lacks an X factor in speed. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Well, KT showed the other night he could be the X factor.
Yeah. He does need a bit more help in that department.
Mm-hmm.
We'll continue on. Now we had an article came through today from it's regarding the future of Kyle Flanagan and Shane Flanagan. Now, Coco, if you're there, I want your thoughts on this. Gordon Tallis suggested if Shane Flanagan doesn't make the tough call and drop son Kyle Flanagan from the side. I know there's people saying it's hard to be coached by your father. Is it a bit of nepotism? Is his job on the line if he doesn't make these big calls in the coming weeks? He's only got 1 year left next year.
I think and okay. Like
How do you think Flanno's going as a coach?
Well, we're not in the top 8. We're not thriving. We're not like up there with the Bulldogs or Canberra or the Wars. There's like what someone just said, X factor and speed. There is no X factor and speed. Like Cookie has his moments too. Like I like his little steps and that he did and scored a try the other day. But yeah, like there's nothing. There's no wow factor as like for us in that team. Like all the big hitters. There used to be the great hits. Yes. Mr. Moneyman Christian. Talk
a lot too.
Yes, I think he's got a lot of speed. I can't wait for him to come back. Yes, his post celebrations. I think why not? Like Latrell does the bunny. Like we had the goanna. We had the backflips from the good old Mundine and Blacklock. They were the best. Those, let him do his little
Riddell
thing.
sat in the grandstand cheering himself.
Yeah, that was the best. I love that one. I just feel back to sorry, I'm waffling. Yes, I do believe he should not drop his son, but intention. Tell him why. Okay, son, this is why. And he's not in that collaborative with the whole Clearys or the Peaches or the Mitchell. No, not Mitchell. Pierce. What's his name? Not Oh my god, he used to play for the Roosters. Oh my god, I had Wayne. That's it, Wayne Pearce. Pearson, that's what
He
I
never
had.
coached him.
Yeah. Oh well. Anyway, I'll just say, like,
It does work out on occasions.
Yeah. So I just think, we need, just, and maybe to bring his confidence up. It's not a bad thing to go back to New South Wales Cup for a week. It might help see the young guys back there, and then it's not a bad thing. I don't see why everyone's all going. Sam Walker's there. There's people that are there
He broke his thumb, so
Yeah.
he's out for another month.
We got to do something, because it's just not going to work. And if you're not going to leave Elias, who's, I don't know how much he gets paid a week, or monthly, or like whatever. Like, I just think bring in Elias and just be done with it. Rip the Band-Aid off, Mr. Flanagan. Rip the Band-Aid off.
Just on that NRW there, Jess. And I think he's right. The girls we spoke to the other week, they think it's going to be a lot different to last year.
Yeah, well, I've heard a lot of good things about Nathan Cross. John said he's heard a lot of knows got good things. Hopefully we can get that, and it starts with a game in Canberra, on the 5th of July. So, and a win down there would be a good start to the season. That's for sure. Okay. Anyway, we'll continue the ball rolling now. There's been a lot of talk about hang on. Scoop, run us through the Grant Atkins ruling on not breaking the plane in the short restart the other night. And Guffo couldn't challenge it because we didn't have a challenge left. What did you make on that ruling from referee Grant Atkins?
It was a bit of a weird ruling. I couldn't wrap my head around it either. Because what happened was, I think the kick was supposed to go 10 meters before it bounces, but it did go 10 meters. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? I don't know what was happening. So it's a bit of a weird rule with that one. That's all I could say, Jesse.
Okay. So yeah, Big T. So you got some news and rumors there. Yeah, this some death. There was a recent death.
There was actually Dick Poole, Australia's oldest living kangaroo, dies aged 94. A good innings on him. He's a Newtown Magpie, New South Wales Australian player through the 50s. He scored plenty of tries. Big boy. Passed away 94. Now makes Wollongong boy and South Sydney, Western Suburbs, New South Wales Australian player Harry Wells. He's 92. He's now the oldest living kangaroo. So sorry for your loss, and do you congratulate him becoming the? Do you congratulate him or not becoming the oldest kangaroo? But Dick Poole passed away age 94.
So we couldn't get the win for him.
Yeah.
And then Wednesday night we got Origin 2 at over there in Perth.
Yes.
Yeah.
Go New South Wales.
New South Wales
New South Wales have the chance to go 2-0 up and wrap up the series, or will
no chance. No chance.
Yeah, cattle dog.
Queensland get their first ever win in Perth, Big T.
Queensland will get their first ever win in Perth.
No.
Come on! Don't mute me. We're talking about Queensland here. Come on, talk about Queensland. They picked a strong side. Pick and stick seems to have gone out the window. DCE's gone. Dearden comes in.
You think that's a big call from Billy Slater?
That's a huge call from Billy Slater. DCE did nothing in the first State of Origin. The game's getting quicker. DCE's getting older. And if the Roosters want him, they can have him.
And what do you think of the inclusion of a player like Kurt Capewell and Kurt Mann?
Well, Kurt Capewell came in for Beau Fermor, who had a great game against Manly the other day. He sort of showed Billy Slater that you shouldn't have dropped me.
Pardon? Kurt Kentwell's never let.
No,
Queensland
Kurt was never let us down. Kurt Mann comes in from he was 18th man. Yeah. So, did you hear the story? Did you hear the story about Gus Gould reckons Wayne Bennett is playing games? He was saying he pulled Kalawatangi out of the Keon Kalawatangi out of the New South Wales side, because he knew that Matt Burton was going to be the replacement. So Gus Gould was saying Wayne Bennett's playing shenanigans, silly buggers. It was on today on the news. So yeah.
But New South Wales, Coco, have the chance to go 2-0 up and wrap it up.
No, Ian. No.
Yeah, go Ian. Woo, woo, woo.
Yeah.
What is it? Sorry, Jesse, I got distracted.
New South Wales to go 2-0 up. Queensland they're still Queenslanders, aren't they, Big T?
Everyone's a Queenslander. And Ian Johnson.
You know what?
Just to let Coco, Ian Johnson, he sent me a photo of him as a youngster, and we're going to do him on Friday on the Parramatta game.
Tuesday week.
Tuesday week, yeah. So Ian Johnson, keep an eye out for that, mate. You're on the show.
Cartoon Ian, we want to see as well.
So
We'll see Cartoon Ian. Don't worry about that.
All right, Coco. So will New South Wales wrap up the series in Perth?
I hope so. But you know what? I'm just going to give this is what I want. This is what I want. Back in the day when I was a little kid, when it was only in 2 states, Queensland and then New South Wales, 2 games each. That's where the passion is. And I'm sorry to every other state, but that's our thing. We need to have it back where
going to be there in attendance.
That's great. Anyway. Oh yeah. Hello.
Donnie.
The other yes. I hope you have a good time over there, Donnie. Enjoy the atmosphere. But yes, we need to win because Queensland always goes on about how they had 7 in a row and they've done
eight.
Well, 8 in a row. But you had Sam Thaiday being 3rd man in. You had people cheating and then still,
And we stole Inglis. We stole Inglis.
Yep. He just
Powerville's in Queensland.
Yeah, I know. Apparently.
Oh, Coco's gone.
Yeah, no.
Oh.
I was talking about.
I didn't turn her off.
Yep, you turned me off. Anyway,
You muted her.
And I hope that we win this because then we can tell every hater who hates New South Wales, you talk too much crap in your mouth.
I agree with Coco.
Liam, don't you hate those people that live in New South Wales but back for Queensland? I mean,
yes,
got
I
in
do.
there?
I want to punch them in the face.
Come on. Oh, is that what you want to do?
You're going to punch Big T in the face, are you?
No, Big T is too kind.
I love you, Liam.
Oh, this escalated. I'm getting my popcorn.
We get Hazman. It's on between Liam and Big T.
Yeah.
No, it's me.
Hazman's been dropped.
Man.
We'll be. Yeah, this will be the undercard for like Gallen and Sonny Bill. They'll be like, and over here, and they'll be talking. Well, he goes for Queensland, but he lives in New South Wales, and I think I'm the ref and this but okay, the smack talk.
That's a hard one.
I don't know.
June 30 deadline. I don't know.
Let me have
There's
a
not
look.
really anyone available.
I reckon we should throw Buku money at Sexton.
Yeah, well, they're not in. Flanno's not interested on reports.
Yeah, well, you know, Reid Marnie's going to be pushed out.
Yeah,
Sexton's going to go to hooker.
Galvin will be
He's not going to want to play hooker. So throw money at him, get him to the Dragons.
Yeah, we've got one roster spot open for this year.
Yeah, that would have been the Tom Eisenhuth one.
Yeah. We still have one spot open.
Throw money at Sexton, I reckon.
I reckon we should, but he's better. He's way better than what our options are. And I had many people saying, why can't we get Daniel Atkinson now? Big T. Are the Sharks in their rights to not let him go?
Yeah, 100%. What happens if they let him go and Nico goes down? What happens? They're not going to let him go. They're not going to let him go. Kate Dykes is out too. He's a fullback half, so
Yeah.
no,
Yeah,
they,
they do have the
they're
flank
within
kid.
they're 100% within their right, unless
You
Atkinson
pay him.
says to him, "I want to go,"
Yeah.
but they still don't have to let him go.
He's got a
So
contract
But
this year.
yeah.
he's
Well,
got a
look at
contract
Dom
this
Young.
year. He's contracted to us
Yeah.
next year. Yeah, Dom Young. Yeah.
Yeah, look at Dom Young. He played for the Roosters,
He's
and
going to
then
the
he's going.
Roosters. He's going to Newcastle
No,
tomorrow. Yeah.
yeah,
He's there now.
yeah. Yeah, he's there now. He
Yeah, as of
won, and
tomorrow.
then that is so nuts. That is crazy. I was like,
I
did
don't
he
like
come from the
mid-season
ninth?
transfers. Galvin,
Yeah, that was a sneaky
Look,
one by Gus.
Yeah, but something has to happen with Galvin.
Thanks,
and
Larry.
the
Thanks,
Tigers,
mate.
You know, it has to be something. You know, like
What?
for him being, I don't know.
like many people have highlighted, or Atkinson would solve our issues, but the Sharks would say, "Oh, that's not our problem. That's your
That's
problem."
exactly right. 100%.
Yeah,
100%.
but he doesn't.
They do not have to let him go.
Yes, and one player is not going to solve our problems. They got to realize that this is a team sport, and there is a team. There's positions
There's
that
no
need
I
to
in
be
team.
recalled. Yeah, but then but it's unless the coach wants to make that sacrifice, that's when he has to start, and that's when blind Freddie can see it. We need to do Flanno Junior off. Ilias in, and we'll probably be saying this till next year. What is the date? A year later, June 26th.
Well,
I reckon there might be
I had
some.
this question a few weeks ago, but I'll ask you all.
Oh, excuse me.
Coco, we'll start with you. If you were the boss at the
Sure.
Dragons, would you be extending Flanno's contract? This is Shane Flanagan. He's got 1 year left. How do you feel how he's going at the moment as a coach? Have we improved
Well, we're not
on
in the
last
top
year?
8. Not really. I don't think we have. I don't know. Oh, no, not really. Even though we got people in, we still got like a Cookie and Gullo. I still don't think we're playing up to par to what we should be. Even though, like, yes, we're not like right down the bottom, but we're still midway. But I would rather be at least 8th or 7th, like somewhere in there, so I knew that we were in the top 8.
So would that be a no if at the moment?
No, no at the
You wouldn't
moment.
Liam, what's
No.
your take? With Shane Flanagan, how do you think he's going? And his last year is next year. At this point in time, would you be giving him another contract?
Would you?
If I was to, I would say no,
Would you?
but I do like how
Would
he
you
is
probably say?
looking at juniors coming through. But I would say no, get him, bundle him and his son up in a like package deal and try to get rid of them both at the same time. Even though Kyle Flanagan we've got till next year, but I
Kyle
would
Flanagan's
push.
here longer than next year. He's till 2028.
I would try to bundle those two up and try to push them out at the same time. Because if Flanno Senior goes, that means Kyle Flanagan will leave as well.
Well, I
Because
don't
Kyle
think
Flanagan
that's
doesn't want
true.
to be there when his dad's not there.
Big T,
Of course
what
he
do you
wants
think
to be there. I know. Today,
at this point in time?
if they said to me, "Do you want to put a contract in front of Flanagan today?" I'd say no. But he's got to win at least 7 of the last 11 games or whatever to make this year a success. Because he can't rely on his last year. We can't start next year like we've done before. We can't start next year, win our first 6 games, and then they re-sign Flanagan after 6 games, and then they fall apart again. Flanno's got to do something big in the next 12, 13 weeks.
First off, to chop his son.
If that's the case, he's got to do it.
But he doesn't have the fucking balls to.
There's the question for you.
Well, there. Who's the next one coming through? Is it Dean Young? I mean,
Oh, God.
how long's he been as an assistant at our club? Would he be getting good experience coaching in the New South Wales camp?
Don't know.
I'll leave this one with you guys. I got it out for a moment. Discuss this one.
What are we discussing?
Dean Young as a
Dean
potential
Young.
coach if Flanagan goes.
Well, hasn't he done a job
Ooh.
at the Dragons before? Didn't he step in somewhere at the
I'm pretty
Dragons?
sure
I'm
he
not sure
did.
Yeah,
I'm
but
pretty sure he did, Big T.
I know he was assistant coach at the Cowboys as well.
yeah, under Todd Payton. Then he came back to the Dragons because the spot opened up.
Yeah.
The spot opened up. So
Because
It's
if
really
he
hard to
becomes
know.
coach,
It's hard with the old boys. You know, if they become coach, is it nepotism
Yeah.
with them because they're the old boys? And
exactly right.
how
Yeah.
do they go from player to coach? Kind of. That's what I think. But
Glasgow,
I don't know.
Then you got
I don't know who else.
then you got the Manly Club screaming that we need an ex-player as coach because that's how we drive.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
they had Desi, they had Tuvey, Bobby Fulton,
Yep.
and they've all had
Yeah.
success at Manly. And you throw in there Trent Barrett, no. Throw in Anthony Seabold, no. He's not doing very well there at the
Yeah.
moment. So,
No.
Glasgow's
Scott
an
Jones-
issue, Big T.
Scott Jones says Ryan Carr. He coached before, so he's got the
Oh, yeah.
experience.
I do like
So, yeah.
Ryan Carr. I thought he wasn't that bad of a coach.
And Larry
Like,
Flick
Glasgow's an
saying, no, as Gus would say.
Glasgow's an issue, Big T.
Yes. Yes.
It's going to be hard in the next few years because, one, we've got the Perth Bears coming in, and two, like a year or two after that, we've got PNG coming in. And there'll
Yeah.
be a lot of players off contract at those two times when those
Yeah.
teams come in.
Yeah. PNG,
Especially all
the
our
players.
juniors.
PNG, the players will be paid tax-free.
Oh.
If they're from PNG. That's what
No.
I've last heard.
Or was it if they're from PNG?
Yeah, if they're
I
from
thought-
PNG.
I thought the Australian government, that was part of the deal. To
No,
help them,
if
to
they're
help
from
them.
PNG or any other Pacific nations
Oh.
like PNG, PNG,
Yeah, fair
Tonga,
enough.
Samoa, Tonga, I think, get tax free if they do join
the
Papua New
PNG side.
Guinea. But what I've heard is Papua New Guinea's already got their own reserve grade team, so they'll filter into from Queensland Cup into the NRL
Yeah.
team.
What they call Papua New Guinea headhunters or something, aren't they?
Yeah, Papua New Guinea
Oh,
Hunters.
Oh, hunters,
also
sorry.
the
I
other-
thought it was headhunters.
Also, the other thing is what I've been hearing reports that Melbourne's after this season, I think they're thinking of cutting ties with the Falcons.
Yeah, I heard that too because they want to.
And the what's the other team? Falcons and the Tigers, Brisbane Tigers,
Yeah,
because they want to build their own team in New South Wales Cup. It's either New South Wales Cup or Queensland Cup. They want to build their own team.
Yeah.
I mean, that means North Sydney Bears won't have a tie with Melbourne either anymore after
yeah,
the Perth Bears come in. So that means Melbourne won't have a reserve grade team until all those issues sort out, like flame out.
fair enough.
But who's going to take up the Brisbane Tigers and South Sunshine Coast Falcons as their affiliate team? I reckon Brisbane will take up the Tigers and Sunshine could be the Gold Coast Titans again.
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. And there's likely a New Zealand side coming in after that, after the Papua New Guinea to make it 20 teams.
That's going to be interesting.
That'd be a good
That
side,
means
that.
they're gonna, because New Zealand's
how-
already got their own feeder team. Dragons got their own feeder team. Souths have their own feeder team. Roosters have their own. Tigers
Oh,
have their own.
Yep.
Pretty much almost all
Everything.
NRL side have their own feeder teams, minus Melbourne if they do cut ties
Mm.
with their
And
free.
Steve's saying that he really hopes our new CEO is able to do his job without interference from the board. And I hope he gets to do his job as well.
We need to clean out. We need to clean out from top to bottom.
I've said for years, we need to forget the St. George, we need to forget the Illawarra, keep the histories, but come together as one team.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah,
I
not
hate to say
until
it, it's
not
not
until
gonna
Douse
happen.
passes. So
How much longer has he got?
no,
Peter Dowse. How old is he? Like in his 90s? late 80s, early 90s.
He's not that old. Jesse's back.
I'm back, yeah.
In his
Where
Batman.
were we?
In his Batman robe. Look at him, eh?
Nice and warm.
He's had it since he was 8. Coco wants to come back on. She disappeared for some reason.
She's here.
I know.
Oh, really?
She was off.
I'm here.
She was off the screen.
Oh,
Yeah,
I was
anyway,
waiting for
a
that.
disappointing performance, but yeah, it answers a lot of. There are a lot of questions to need to be answered. Where do we go from here, Coco? What do we need to do? It's $1 million question. I don't know if anyone answers. Does Shane Flanagan know? I don't know. What do they do?
Peptides.
Does he though? Yeah, like does he? Does he actually, being a coach, know what's going on? Is he going to get the whiteboard out and go, right, fellas, this is what you're meant to do? You know, we have a bye this week. You know, get them all in and do extra work. Go and run the Cronulla Sandhill. Go up there and do hard work, like hard yakka. Run, make them sweat. You know, and Matt Kira. Where did they run? Matt Kira or something? Matt Kimbler.
Yeah, Mount Kira.
Yeah, so we start.
I don't know where Jesse just went again.
Me either.
It's coming to the end of the night.
To the fans, what do you have any questions, fans?
There's plenty of questions out there
on this sad Sunday where the Dragons lost the local derby, or do you just want to, you want to have some confessions of how you're feeling about the Dragons?
Yeah,
down.
What's everyone's thought on the Dragons? Okay,
yeah.
you can't use the word diabolical. One word, one word for that game.
Disgrace.
Disgrace.
One word. Frustrated.
I'm just gonna say poor. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Scotty wants Coco to take over.
Do we have any?
No.
Do we have any news or rumors
we'll
around the ground? Big T.
About the Dragons.
No, we just gone for news and rumors, and
right.
the only rumor we had was Shane Flanagan's been told by somebody above.
Gordon Tallis.
Well, it might. I don't know where it came from.
Who
but
does Gordon Tallis think he is? He doesn't even
he reckons. Yeah.
He
whether it is or not.
But Broncos.
Yeah. All right, that's just over an hour. I think I'm going to wrap it up. Do you mind if I wrap it up?
Yeah, that's
fine.
Do
you want me to?
Ian Johnson says discerning. Sam Matai says shit. Well, it's another week, another roller coaster ride. The Dragons showed glimpses of what they're capable of, but once again, it was a tale of two halves. First half, 18-6 lead, glorious, fantastic. Second half, fade out, painful, very painful. The boys need some steel, some starch, and a bit of mongrel if they want to turn the season around. No more excuses, no more collapses. It's time to regroup, get back to the basics, and start stringing 80-minute performances together. Not just highlight reels from one half. But potential doesn't win a game, grit and determination does. So, Red V's a part of me. Dragons for life. Everyone say it with me. Come on, Dragons fans! Fire up!
Fire up!
Play the outro, Big T.
Coco is at Pell's heart, she wears it on her sleeve. As Mustard tells tales of Dragons wins and tuna victory. Tony and the NP crew will do their very best. Hitting up topic and I digress with a red V on our chest. The Mad Dragon podcast is a sheep of camaraderie. Navigating rants down rabbit holes in the land of big wet feet. And so our peddlers speak the tales and our friendship is our dream. The Mad Dragon podcast,